Hey Taurus, welcome to my channel. This is Venus Baby Tarot, and I am here to give you your weekly message for October 9th through the 15th. So we have an eclipse in Libra this week, just so you know. I went ahead and shuffled these, okay? So I'm just pulling the oracle messages from the top. But anyway, so we have an eclipse in Libra, and for Taurus, it is going to be in your 6th house, but I mean, that's definitely going to be specific to your rising sign. So for Taurus rising specifically, it's in your 6th house. Now, if but it's okay, so for the Taurus collective, we will be feeling the effects of this, but individually you want to know your rising sign to see where this Libra eclipse, oh my goodness, on October 14th is. It is a south node new moon eclipse. So it's going to be quite interesting. I actually want to get one more for this. Okay. Alrighty. Let me clean these up and we'll get started. Okay, Taurus, I went ahead and moved them around off camera, so I'm not wasting your time. Okay, so what I'm kind of seeing here based off of your oracle messages is, I mean, look at this. You have transmutation, transform, okay, Caduceus is like the medical symbol. It's like a healing symbol, right? And so I'm kind of getting for you that you are transforming yourself. You're like, we've been talking about Taurus, like a new version of Taurus is emerging. And look, this authenticity is sweet. Like, you are becoming more and more your authentic self every single day, right? And because of that, you are emitting a healing energy, okay? And I feel like this healing energy is meant to help others. Like, you are meant to sort of help other people, like, who are going through the things that you have transformed from, okay? Now, especially like with the seasons, like, you know, seasons changing. We've been talking about how Taurus is in a new season, right? The new season that you're in is like the new you, okay? And the new you is essentially like putting down a ladder for the ones behind you to help lift them up, okay? We love. Now, this tomb of love here and juvenile inexperience, I do feel like there is like somebody that you could be dealing with romantically who may not be as mature as you, right? And with the tomb of love, it can be that you are kind of concerned that you're going to get stuck in an old familiar pattern with this person. And when you're thinking about Libra South Node, okay, we're thinking about releasing old types of relationship patterns, the ways that we showed up, right? And because it's in Taurus's 6th house, you may have found that in the past, you were always of service to other people. You were always giving and giving and over giving, right? And you may not have like received enough in return. And so what you're moving into is Aries in the 12th house energy. And I feel like that is not only embodying your true authenticity, but closing out chapters in your life that don't support that, okay? Collectively, we're dealing with this energy, but because it falls in Taurus's 6th and 12th house, it's a little, I don't know, maybe a little different. How do I put that? A little more prevalent, okay? So additionally, I feel like a transformation that's been going on within you that I have been noticing is you're releasing yourself from the day-to-day task, you know, doing things the way that you used to do them. And you're starting to be led by a more spiritual path. You are being led by what your intuition is telling you, you know, what your spirit guides are telling you. Like, you're just feeling very different. And it may look sort of odd to the people around you, and that has been coming out for Taurus, like, because you're just moving a little bit differently, or maybe a lot differently, and And it's strange, I feel like, to people around you, because I feel like you are more inclined to be moving on a spiritual path, you know, and a spiritual path is sort of like having a lot of faith and trust that things are going to work out, even if like people around you are like, no, and they don't support your vision, you know, and you're just like, well, I'm sorry. Like, and honestly, for some of you, like, you want to be a healer, right? Like, you know, like you could be 55 years old and you're like, I want to go to medical school, and people around you are like, you're too old for that. And you're like, what makes you think that? Like, that's about you. Like, that's your perception. I don't believe that there's a timeline in which I need to do things. You know what I mean? Or maybe you want to be a psychologist or a psychiatrist or a therapist, right? And you know, you've passed the timeline, right? You've passed the timeline in which you were supposed to do that, and people around you looking at you like you're gonna start a fresh new career now, like at your age, like what, you know? And you're like, no, I know that I'm supposed to do this. Like, I feel it in my bones, I feel it in my soul, like this is what I'm supposed to do, right? If you work in the spiritual community, or like if you want to become a Reiki master, or an energy healing or energy healing, or a energy healer, or a sound healer, then, you know, again, you could have people around you who are just like, I don't believe in that, like blah, 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 blah. And you're like, well, actually I do. So how about that? You know what I mean? You are transmuting, you are transforming, you are changing the game for yourself. You are way more authentic in your being now than I feel like you've ever been, you know? Okay, so let's get your tarot. Let's see what the fairies have to say. The Four of Swords to come out in reverse. What do the fairies have to say for Taurus? See, the Queen of Cups was almost in reverse. I am going to take her upright, but I'm going to read her both ways, actually. Look at that. See, I told you with that Seven of Wands. Like, the Seven of Wands, this person is like standing in their truth despite what everybody else around them thinks, right? Like, imagine like somebody who is being witch hunted and people are coming at this person with you know, pitchforks and rah whatever, and the person is standing their ground like, no, like, I know who I am, I know my power, and you better back up. Like, you better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Am I right? So I'm kind of getting that same energy from this fairy right here too. Like, these monsters are trying to come get this fairy, and the fairy is like, you have no idea who you're messing with. Okay, honey? Like, you have no idea. Love that for you, Taurus. Love that for you, Taurus, because that means that you're standing up and you're fighting for yourself against all odds. Literally, the strength. Against all odds. Like, I have been telling you, Taurus, that I know that you believe in your dream. You believe in your dream. Look at that. The Queen of Wands. You know it's going to work out for you. The Temperance. You know that the angels are going to bless you. And that was what I asked today. I asked, what are the fairies, the angels, and the cats? And we're about to get to the cats too, have for Taurus today, or for this week, I mean. And this is what you're getting. Like, they're showing up. They're showing up right here. Like, we're here for you, Taurus. Like, don't even worry. Don't even worry. Like, we're going to help you change the game. That's what they're doing, right? Love that. Love that for you. Okay. So, what I'm kind of seeing here for you is, because the Four of Swords is in reverse, that means that you've gone through your healing era. It's right under Caduceus. I don't know how to say it. It's right under that, right? And I feel like you've gone through your healing era, and I'm like, oh, sorry, I flipped my cloth here. Anyway, so you've gone through your healing era, okay, and you know, you're coming out of it. Four of Swords. Like, I feel like you're releasing yourself from that. You know, we've been talking about that too in my other readings. Like, you're coming out of this healing era, and because, and maybe even out of hermit mode, like we've talked about that too, and you are ready to embrace helping other people. However, because that Queen of Cups had come out like this underneath the seasons, it's different for you this time. Something has changed within you, because I feel like In the past, Taurus, you have been like of service to other people. Like you want to help, you want to help, you want to help, to the point where you may have overhelped, where you overdid it, you overgave, right? And then you didn't get enough in return. And because of the fact that she was like this, to me, it's like you're still going to be willing to give, but with certain boundaries, okay? You're going to be open to helping other people with certain boundaries. Like maybe now you're like, okay, well, I'm going to get paid for it, okay? And this is the exchange, you know, like I'm tired of doing things for free. Like I always tell my friends, you know, I love y'all, family members, I love y'all, but like, you know, if you really support my business, you're going to pay me, you know, and I'll even give them certain discounts, but like, you know what I mean? It's like, that's the boundary that I feel for you, is that you're like, I'm not going to just keep giving and giving and giving and not receiving anything in return. Right. And so you're really standing in that truth. You're really standing in that power. And I feel like you really want to help people, but you want to do it under a certain structure in your life. Okay. And that is something that has really changed for you. You know, it's like, it's sort of like you came out of codependency, you know, and you're like, no, I'm not here to lift you up and help you build your dreams while I put myself on the back burner. Like that is gone are the days of that Taurus. Like that Taurus is not here. You know, it's like Taylor Swift, you know, can Taurus come to the phone? You know, no. They're dead, you know, like the old Taurus is just not here, right? And that's like, I feel like a good thing, you know, in a sense, right? Like, I feel like we always want to keep certain parts of ourselves, but I mean, there are some parts that we know that we need to release, right? And this is your relationship dynamics, the way that you have been of service to other people, 6th house energy, right? And I feel like you just did it, and you did it too much, right? But additionally, for some of you, like you want to move into nursing, to the medical field, to a spiritually based medical field, or I don't want to say that, a spiritually, scratch that, a spiritually based healing profession, okay? Like that's what I meant to say, okay? But anyway, so, or like alternative healing, naturopathy, like things like that, you know, or psychotherapy, right? Which we love. I mean, I know that I do, like it's so beneficial, is it not? But anyway, coaching, like that's another thing too. Like that is helping people heal, right? And these are things that you could really be considering. And so anyway, you're ready to do this. You're moving forward in this fashion. And I do feel like there are people who are against you. And we've talked a little bit about that in the previous readings. You know, and like I said, it could just be people around you who want you to do things the way that they've done it. And they don't understand this way that you're moving. You know, especially if you like work in a spiritual, you know, community, or capacity, right? And, or if it's alternative healing and you grew up in a family of doctors and they're like, what is this? You're a Reiki master? Like, you know, like you're doing something that is very different to the people around you, you know, but I feel like, you know, that you have to be authentic. You have to be authentically you. Like you have to, right? And I feel like you are embracing that power with this Queen of Wands. I love the fact that the Queen of Wands keeps coming out for Taurus, because I love the Queen of Wands. Like when I'm in my Queen of Wands energy, I just feel so powerful, right? I just do. And that's Aries energy, right? The Queen of Wands is Aries energy. What are you moving into, Taurus? What is the North Node in? Aries, in the 12th house, right? And so you're moving into that energy. And it is a very spiritual, intuitive based placement. It can be escapism. It can be the subconscious. It can be the subconscious wounds that are surfacing. But like we said, you know, you're healing these things, or you've been healing these things, and you want to help other people now through that. Okay. Now, additionally, or like, it's not like you've healed from it, but somebody in your life, like it's like somebody whose parent like passed on from cancer, and then they made it like their life's mission to help cancer patients, right? It's kind of like that, right? There's something that is triggering this desire to help other people within you, okay? Because you've transformed somehow in your life. You've completely transmuted your energy and you feel different, right? You just feel different. And with this transmutation, additionally, this can be about things that are coming up from the subconscious, and you are transmuting that into more helpful thoughts, reframing thoughts, that are more beneficial to your well-being or are more positive, you know, like sort of transmuting pessimistic views of reality to more optimistic ones. I can be a bit of an eternal optimist, and you know, it can be frustrating for some people. And then especially when I have days where I'm not optimistic, they're like, what happened to optimistic Lolo? Like, we want you back, you know. But like, we're allowed to go through a full spectrum of emotions, and I allow that for myself, and I allow that for other people, and I do appreciate it when other people allow that for me too, you know what I mean? But I feel like what's happening for you, Taurus, is that you're getting better and better at transmuting, okay? Because you are changing. You're just changing as a person. Now, I feel like what you're working towards in your life is absolutely unfolding like in a divine way with this temperance. Like you're just feeling like, wow, the angels are really coming through and blessing me and helping me change my whole life, you know, but like for the better, right? Now we got to go back over here because I feel like there could have been sort of an experience in your life where you look at this house with these two parents. They look like they could be fighting, right? And, you know, younger you sort of perpetuated these types of love cycles in your life, okay? And I feel like this kind of ties a little bit into this Queen of Cups that came out sideways that we were talking about. Like the way that you just gave and you gave and you gave. And, you know, you were very inexperienced and you didn't understand a lot about how to show up differently. But you went through a healing era, right? And I feel like now you're coming out of it. And I feel like you are not only showing up in relationships differently, but you're sort of, I wouldn't say intolerant, but just, you know, you set really firm boundaries with people who come into your life who try to perpetuate that same cycle. And that's going to happen with 12th house energy. Like there are going to be people who are going to come trigger that. And it's sort of like showing you your strength and your tenacity and your capability to catch it intuitively and say, yeah, no thanks. Like I've been there, done that. Like I've changed all this, seasons changing, transformed, transmutation. Like you have changed and healed so much, Taurus, like so much, you know, that you're going to know how to draw your line in the sand and you're going to be strong enough to do it. Because I feel like ultimately, Taurus, you know that you can attract somebody who is totally like on your level. And I feel like you know that, right? Because you've transformed and I feel like you're going to just draw the line. Intolerance does keep coming to me and I keep not wanting to say it, but I feel like because it keeps coming up, I have to say it. You may be actually kind of intolerant to any game playing or any nonsense that somebody is trying to bring into your life, you know? And honestly, that may be for the better because perhaps in the past, which I'm feeling with this Queen of Cups, like you allowed your boundaries to be pushed way too much, like just way too much. Okay. And so now you're like, I'm not allowing my boundaries to be pushed. Like they're right here. And either you're going to respect that or you can go kick rocks because I'm not playing anymore, you know? And like Taurus, I love that for you. Like, I just like freaking love that for you. Like, go Taurus. I am over here cheering you on, like, no doubt. Okay. So let's go ahead and see what the cats have to add to this beautiful, beautiful reading. Three of Wands, wow, in reverse. You know what I get from that is that I feel like you are not waiting on life to happen to you. You're happening to life. That's what I think from that. Let me check it. Okay, you can see it. Ace of Swords. I feel like you're ready. You are ready to go with your sword to cut out anything that is not going to meet your needs or support your growth. Look at that, the Five of Pentacles. Like I said, like if it's gonna lead you to this, you're not even with that. Like, miss me with that nonsense. Like, really? Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, because I feel like you already have so much going on in your life. Like, you're already juggling so much with that Two of Pentacles that you're like, if somebody is going to kind of just leave me wondering, like, I'm not going to do it, because here's the Wheel of Fortune. Again, with the change, like, you're moving towards something really beautiful happening in your life. You're moving towards good fortune for yourself. So why are you going to be wasting your time on immature little games? Like, you know? Yeah, the King of Swords. Like, you will actually just emotionally cut off. Or if you're dealing with somebody who's emotionally cut off, like, you're not going to put up with it. Look at that. The Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. I got to get these because they're poking out. You have the Hierophant in reverse and the Nine of Wands with the Three of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So, yeah. If you have anybody who, like, I don't even like talking about third-party situations, but I kind of feel like I have to say it because when the Three of Wands came out, the Three of Pentacles was on the bottom of the deck, and now we have the Three of Cups. Like, I feel like you... Oh, man. I feel like you are not going to engage with anything that may have the potential of being a third-party situation. Now, additionally, I feel like if there is an ex here, because the King and Queen of Swords for me can often be exes, especially with the Hierophant in reverse and the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands can represent past wounds, right? And so there could be some potential of, like, wanting to get together and have coffee or something like that. I'm going to dive into that in just a second. Okay, I just had to find the cards. Because I'm curious. Tell me about this King and Queen of Swords, please. Engagement. Yeah. I mean, engagement obviously can be like getting engaged. But additionally, it can just be about engaging with somebody. Like, so you could be engaging with an ex and listening, like trying, you know, hearing what they have to say either in this week or just with the upcoming eclipse cycle. Because ultimately it is meant to come into your life to help you release an old pattern with that person in which you gave way too much. Like, you gave way too much to this person. Like, they got way too much of your energy, way too much of your time, way too much of the fight in you, and you didn't get enough in return. And I do feel like this person is going to want to talk with you and kind of go over some things. Interesting. That is very interesting. But I have another question. And I have to ask. Yeah, so I feel like you could be conflicted of any new situations that have come into your life in the recent past. Because I feel like you just don't know. You just don't know what's going on with this person. And what I kind of get for you, Taurus, I feel like you may even kind of hold your energy back from this person just a little bit because you don't know what they're playing at. Like, I get the sense you don't really know if they are, how do I put this? I feel like you just don't know if this is a person who is going to like juggle you or, you know, be inconsistent, or if this is somebody who is going to, you know, just kind of leave you wondering, leave you left out in the cold, that kind of thing. Like, I just kind of get the sense that you're really struggling to pick up on this person's energy. Like, you know, I just, what I'm getting is you're like, what are they playing at? Like, what is this about? You know, I feel like you're very skeptical about this person's energy. And I don't know if you necessarily want to be. It could be because of what you've gone through in your life. But I do kind of get the sense that you're a little skeptical, you know? Like, you're watching their every move and you're wondering, what are they doing? Like, what was that and what was this? And, you know, what is up with this person, you know? And I feel like you're trying to trust your intuition, you know? You're not like, I just feel like you're kind of sitting back, you're not really talking about it, and you're just like paying attention, you know, like, what's going on? What is this person up to? You know what I mean? Like, well, you know, I don't know. I don't get the sense that you're trying to read between the lines. I just kind of get the sense that you're trying to intuitively pick up on what this person is playing at. So, I mean, this person, I feel like, wants to give and receive equally to you, but I feel like you're just on the fence. I feel like you're very defensive, or maybe not defensive. I feel like you're just kind of, you're in an era where you're choosing yourself, you know, and I feel like you just aren't wanting to engage with anything that is going to throw you off kilter and, you know, throw you off of the track that you're on in your life. And so you're paying very close attention to the possibility of any red flags, because I feel like you're just trying to move forward in your life. Like, you're transforming, like, you're feeling like a new you. You're more powerful. You're in really strong energy. You have a lot of passion and drive for your future. And I feel like you're trying to move in that direction. This reading kind of went all over the place. But that's the eclipse for you. Like, if you're just like, Lolo, what are you talking about? Like, just know this eclipse energy is so like unexpected, right? But one thing I do want to tell you is that with this 5 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune right here, I kind of get the sense that what happens to you is you get some information, you get a message that comes in here. You're no longer going to have to wait. Like, you've been waiting for this and the wait is over with this. And you are, you know, you've gone from like, like trying to juggle your money, right? Like, you're trying to, you know, how do I put this? It's like, okay, well, so I've got money here, I've got money here, I've got money here, and I'm trying to pull from all these resources so that I can at least balance out my finances, and it's been a mess, right? And you're going from that to the Wheel of Fortune, right? And a decision could be made that's actually in your favor based off the King and Queen of Pentacles here. And I feel like, you know, it's gonna be different because the Hierophant's in reverse. Like, it's just a different kind of structure that you're used to, you know? And I feel like it's sort of like going against the grain here too with this Hierophant in reverse. Like, it's not your traditional source of income. Wow, that reading was all over the place, but love it. Okay, so we're gonna get you a closing oracle message today. Closing oracle message, Taurus, for the week. Oh my. True love. The third power, humility, and the first power, darkness makes vision possible. I trust what my soul desires is on the bottom of the deck. So you actually have the first, second, and third power. And true love. So look, what I'm kind of getting here is I feel like you actually could have the potential for true love. But I feel like you're a little skeptical about anybody that comes into your life, you know? You're sussing it out. And I mean, honestly, Taurus, good for you. Because if you came from this like Queen of Cups type energy where you were just always giving and giving and giving and lifting up other people, and you finally have this like chance in your life to choose yourself, of course, you're not going to want to repeat old cycles. You know, you don't want love to feel like a tomb. You don't want love to feel like a prison. You know, you want to feel free in love, you know? And I feel like it's okay if you're like trying to intuitively check in to make sure you're not getting too caught up with another person, you know, in a whirlwind kind of romance where you miss all these freaking red flags because you're so caught up. Like, I have been there, okay? And I feel like you're in an era in your life where you're like, that's not what I'm trying to do. Like, that's just not what I'm trying to do in my life. But I feel like you have a great potential for true love. And maybe you're just needing to take it slow. Like, look, you have first, second, third. Like, you're taking it one step at a time. You know what I mean? And I feel like the darkness makes the vision possible for you. Could be like, literally like just sitting back in the dark and just checking in with your body, checking in with your intuition. Like, how am I feeling in this connection? And then like trusting what feels right to you and just going in that direction. And then, you know, humility is your greatest strength. That can also be just like sort of being humble enough to say, like, I'm going to let the universe guide the way for me, you know? I'm going to move in the direction that my soul desires, but ultimately I'm going to leave the results up to the universe, you know? And there's so much power in that because you're asserting your power, but then you're also allowing the universe to guide you in the right direction because we don't always know. Even like intuitively, we don't always know because we can't always see everything, right? And there could be things that are hidden from your view that are better for you. And that's why you're just like needing to be led from the heart space, but also giving up the results to the universe, right? Like, not trying to control everything, you know? Like, sometimes, you know, we can try to check in with our intuition so much about somebody that, you know, we can see yellow flags as red flags, you know? And it's like we can become hyper vigilant, right? And that is really stemmed from a need to control the situation so that we can keep ourselves safe and secure, right? But safe and security, you know, can often be like a web of protection that we put around us that keeps away anything good as well, right? So definitely I feel like just go with your intuition, go with your heart, go in that direction. But leave the results up to the universe. Don't try to control too much, right? You are a brand new you, but the universe has still got you, babe. Like, just remember that, okay? Like, the universe has your back, okay? So that's what I have for you. I hope this helps. Happy eclipse season. If you're looking for a personal session, you can book down below. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Helps me grow my channel. I love y'all so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.